Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Courtney. I am a wife, a stay-at-home mom, and a newly published indie romance author. I write contemporary romance featuring main characters in their 40s and 50s. If you're interested in checking out the first book in my 3-book Hudson Harbor Contemporary Romance series, I will have it linked in the description box down below. But today we are here to do a little flip through of my new setup. I got a new cover. She is lovely. This is I think it's called Quartz, which is one of the pebbled leathers from Moterm. This is the Elite Personal, so it does not have the big back pocket, but it does have the pocket across the back, which I have decorated with some lace that I love. I have not had one of the pebbled Moterms in a long time, and I actually really like it. It's super soft. So I have her decked out. This is a little chain that I found on Amazon because the girlies like a little accessorizing, yes? So we are going to open up my planner and do a little flip. I have been feeling not great because everything is terrible. And yeah, I don't know. I needed something a little bit different. So I have her decked out in the front. This is part of the chain that goes around the back. This is just a little charm that I got at Michael's. This was a freebie from my Faded Chronicle planner. Just a little iron-on patch and then some little bows and cuteness. This was a Starbucks gift card. And I really moved things around. So if you have been here for a while, you may have heard me talk about when I am doing my goal planning. I came up with my own kind of 5 areas of life to kind of set goals around. And I essentially set my planner up to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Not compatible. Correspond. That's the word. To correspond with those areas of my life. So the first section is just kind of notes, and I made this myself with some digital paper. This is a super old freebie. It wasn't even a freebie. I think she did this. It's from Fox and Pip, and I think she did this as like a fundraiser. It may have been $1 or $2 like way back when. This was a fundraiser for the suicide prevention hotline, I believe, and she did this around the time of Kate Spade's death. So I've had that for a long time and I still really love it. Did a little paper collaging on the back, and then I have this 2026 dashboard that I made myself in Canva. And then this is just kind of, it says notes and lists, but it's really just like notes section. I do have like some long-term notes in here that are like how things that I like track and things that I like to plan, so that when I am thinking about a new setup, I know what I need in that setup, and then I can figure out if it will work around the way that like my brain processes information. I have like planner covers I want, cozy games to buy, favorite shops. I just took some notes on like creating a schedule, that kind of stuff. I did buy some of this grid paper from Dollar Tree and I really like it. So I cut it down and put it in here. Then I have my monthly section. So I just use a month on 2 pages. This is from Sterling Ink, and it is functional. I may add some stickers and whatnot, but it's essentially like function over everything else. I did print out these inbox inserts in pocket size from Sleepy Notes Club, just because I have been looking on Pinterest and like watching a lot of planner videos from like Japan and Korea, I think. And they do a lot of layering with sizes in their planner, and I really love that. So I'm doing that right now. Don't know how long it will last, but for now I like it. I have my lunar calendar in here from Planner Room Shop. So my first section is studio, and this is just like my YouTube and Instagram calendars, anything related to social media and writing is in here. So I made this in Canva, printed it on vellum, made this dopamine menu in Canva and printed it on cardstock and laminated it with this on the back. I think I got that from Pinterest. I don't really remember. So I am using these. So this is a monthly overview. I don't remember, like, I think this is, you can track spending up here, and I just whited it out so that I could track the videos that I'm filming and when they go live. I'm going to use these boxes for blog posts that I have going up during the month, and then I can use these as checklists or notes. I think I'm going to try to track like reels and YouTube shorts on here, so we'll see. That's that. And then I also have some of these. Let's see if I can. Content planner inserts from Crefective paper, just so that I can take notes if I need to on like videos or blog posts. The next section is Flourish, and in my categories, this is really about like finance tracking, goal setting, any sort of like skill development, any of that type stuff. So I have these pocket-sized trackers in here, like logs, not trackers. So I am just going, I think I put them in here without writing anything on them first. Yeah. So I am going to track expenses on one side and income on the other for the months. And then I just have this cute little like dashboard thing that I made for it so that I could pin it closed if I wanted to when I was flipping through my planner. These are my like areas of life, how they break down, all of that stuff. I have some ADHD accommodations to keep in mind so I'm not too hard on myself. And then just some other notes. These are my goals for Q2. And then these are my weekly action steps. These inserts are from Kina Prints. So these were my action steps for the week. I am filming this on Sunday. So let's see. I have started my line. Oh, does this not? Oh, there we go. I have started line edits. I'm not finished with them yet. I did finish formatting my book. I have book 2 in my series, comes out on June 30th. So the formatting for that is finished. I'm starting my line edits. The cover is finished and finalized. I did start prepping some Facebook content. I didn't do anything with my blog this week. I do have some IG content prepped. And I was going to do my cover reveal this week, but I think for this launch, I am going to set up a pre-order. So the book goes up for pre-order on June 1st. So that's when I'm going to do the cover reveal. In Heart and Home, I wanted to focus on organizing my son's, like, his room sort of has this little, like, alcove in it, and that's like where his desk and shelves and all of that are, and it really needs to be cleaned out and organized when my daughter and her family come. They will be here in like 2 weeks maybe. They are going, well, my daughter and her husband and the baby are going to stay in Rowan's room, and so he's a tiny bit of like a little cute, adorable little hoarder and I just need to go clean out. Like, he would save every single paper ever if I let him. So we need to go through and let some stuff go, and I have not done that this week. I did update my expense log. I just need to like write it in my planner. I did not track my KDP stats, but I can do that today. I did track I ran my first Facebook ad for my book, and I wanted to like do some tracking of like if there was a sales bump or like how many views the ad got, if that transferred to like people following my author page on Facebook, all of that kind of stuff. And that's like in the flourish category. The next category is spirit, which for me is like tarot, kind of journaling, a spiritual practice, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to do a new moon reading. The new moon was last night and I totally forgot. I was so tired. I was up working on line edits on the book, and when I finally went to bed, it was probably 1:30 in the morning, and I forgot all about it. I did update my journal, and I did not work on a deck study. I did journal on Friday and Saturday, and then I journaled this morning. So nourish is my last category, and that is sort of like self-care, movement, exercise, making sure it's my health as well as like working out or doing my nails. It's like making sure that I am tracking my blood sugar and getting my lab work and going to all of my doctor's appointments, all of that kind of stuff. So I journaled 5 days this week. I only managed to read 3 days this week. I wanted to focus on my morning routine. I didn't really work on that. I wanted to establish a new PM routine. Did not work on that. And do some reading for my spring curriculum. I did a little bit, but not too much. So, and then I have it set up for the upcoming week. And then I just have some notes that I took on what I'm reading for my spring curriculum. This is for project planning. So right now there's just like blank paper in here, and I have my old, well, not old, but the dividers that I got with my Filofax Saffiano. So 1, 2, 3, I can only work on 3 projects at a time, and anything that I am doing towards those projects will go in these 3 categories. So 1 is for like a book project, 2 is for a blog or YouTube social media project, and 3 is for like a personal or home project. My next section is heart and home, which is like family relationships, anything having to do with home. This is just another yearly overview just because I think it's cute because it's pink and I can put stickers on it. I have my oracle card for the week, my deep cleaning checklist. I have some other checklists tossed in here. I also want to print out, I have some of the wide checklist from Peanuts Planner Co. that I really love. I need to print some out and put them in here. I want to do a freezer inventory. I'm going to clean out the pantry this week, and I want to do a pantry inventory. When I do that, just because, well, I mean, I guess it's a good thing to do anyway. Also, we have a deep freezer in our basement, and I always forget that I put stuff in there until it's been there for like 6 months, and I'm like, well, we're not eating this 6-month-old chicken, and it gets thrown away. And then my daughter and her family will be here for a month, and so I will know what we have on hand, and we can kind of add to it with things that they want while they are here. And then I also have my 1 line a day and my meal planning up here, as well as my habit tracker. And then I have that printed out for June and ready to go. And my next section is Nourish, and that really is like everything else. So I told you what it was in my goals, but in terms of my planner, it is where I have my weekly and my daily pages. So I had talked about going down, I made this with some art that I bought off of Etsy, and I just printed the photo out, and then I did some paper collage on the back, and I love it. I had talked about moving down to a week on 1 page just because we don't have a ton of stuff going on in the summer. I wasn't sure if I needed a week on 2 page. I ended up getting these from Crefective Paper, which is essentially a week on 1 page. It also has, well, this is what it looks like. So it has a checklist on this side, notes, and a tracker. I think I'm just going to use, or at least for this upcoming week, I don't really need a tracker in my weekly because I track my habits by month. But I do think it would be helpful to have a little mini calendar up here. So I turn this into a calendar. I'll probably throw some deco here. And then instead of having notes on this side, I'm doing a checklist for stuff for home. Studio is just like my work stuff. So anything book, blog, social media goes on this side, and then like my top kind of 3 or 4 priorities over here. So I'm going to try these out and see how they work. Then I just have some deco, photo of my husband and I. This freebie, I think I got this from My Minimal Planner. Photo of me and my youngest when he was a wee little toddler. He's 12 now, and we are officially the same height. This is the calendar freebie. I know lots of us have this from Sleepy Notes Club. Where are mine? Oh, here they are. I can put a little dot on the day. And then we go into my daily pages. So I had been using a day on 1 page. So these are how my dailies look. And last week I added a checklist as like a to-do list, which was fine. And then I also decided to swap out my day on 1 page for my day on 2 pages. And I used them this week, and I really enjoyed having the extra space. So we're going to go with them this month. Even when I don't really use them, I still like having the extra page. So And then this is today. I just made a list of all of the things that I like to do on Sunday, and I've just been, so tomorrow morning when I open up my planner, I'll move this to next Sunday, and then I don't have to keep writing the same things down every week. So I have more of these punched in here. I don't have the entire month because I wasn't sure if I was going to use them, but I do have them already print and cut. I just need to punch them in here. Then I have some sticky notes. Then this is just a little bit of a journaling section. So I have some grid pages back here if I want to journal. I have some pocket size notes in here. I was thinking of doing like movie notes and book notes on these, and then I have some other random notes, and then some different kinds of note paper. Like if I want to do a collage and junk journal in here, I can, and then move it into my actual journal, which I'm journaling in a personal ring planner as well. So I have these in here, and then my last section is spirit, and these are just like quick kind of tarot notes. I don't always have my tarot journal with me because I'm keeping it in a classic size happy planner, and I don't, sometimes that planner's in my bedroom, sometimes it's like downstairs in the living room if I'm like pulling a card and I want to write something down, or I see something in a video that I want to write down. I don't feel like running to get my tarot journal, so I have a place to write stuff in here if I want. Then I have a page lifter with an extra pen loop on it, some stickers. This is for my physical therapy that I have to start next week, but that is my setup, and I'm so happy with the way that it turned out. But I do want to add these extra dashboards in here. Do I want to add? This one here? Yeah, let's do this one here. So and I think like I didn't really change my setup for May because this needs to be cut down a little bit, because I was kind of happy with the way that it was. And I'm not one that really likes to switch up my setups. If I'm being completely honest, I find it to be a little bit stressful. So if I have a setup that I like, I will use it. These I made, or I found these in Canva, or not Canva, what am I talking about? I found these in, on Pinterest and printed them on my Canon selfie. And if you leave the bottom half on, it is just big enough to make a personal size dashboard if you don't mind the white border at the bottom, and I don't mind it at all. So like this would be where you can kind of, it comes perforated and you can tear off the bottom and the top. So if you don't mind that, you can leave it on and have almost the perfect size for a dashboard. And I don't really mind that the size is not perfect. Where do I want to put this one? I don't think I want to put that one in the front. So let's put this one. I hate this because I have to take everything out. Oh, I also swapped out the rings and got the they don't have any gold rings, so I just got the rose gold. And I actually think the rose gold looks really pretty with the pink. My dividers are from Simply Create Doodles, but she no longer has her shop open, sadly. But I do still love them, so they're in here. I kind of wanted these to be layered, so I did that. Wait, this is kind of a mess. Okay, put this back in here. And then this, do I have the holes on the right side? I do. Okay, and then this all goes back in here. Why did I take this out like this? This is why, my friends. Okay. I hope you can't hear my TV. It is up kind of loud, and I don't, I'm the only one home, and so I don't have the door to my office closed because it gets kind of stuffy in here. And I don't like to turn the ceiling fan on when I'm recording because it is also kind of loud and it also blows stuff around. So yeah, I have my door open to my office, and I just realized that when I came in here to film, I left the TV on in our bedroom, and I'm watching Criminal Minds, so it's like really kind of loud and dramatic. Or I was watching Criminal Minds, I should say. Let's see, do I need one more? Oh yeah, I thought I did. I'm like, why did I print out so many if I did not need them? Is this the right size? Okay. So we have that. Let me flip through. See, these are a little bit too, let's see what this close. No, it's not too bad. Let me flip through and see, because I didn't want to make them too thick. So I didn't put stuff on the back, but I thought maybe I do have some of these stickers. I wish I had another little like pocket to glue on so that I could just like, oh, this little fish is cute, isn't it? My daughter got me these like little like coquette stickers for, I don't know, why did she get me these? Christmas, my birthday, something like that. So I thought maybe I could do like a little collage on the back, but I feel like that disco ball is throwing me off. Hold on, I don't wanna, let's see. Oh, is that too many hearts? Can you ever have too many hearts? I feel like growing up in the 80s, like hearts and bows were like the thing that we like doodled all over everything. I don't know if that's still the thing now, because my girls are in their 30s and my youngest is 12, and he is not, well, he does like hearts, I should say. But he does not like bows. But every now and then he'll like come and ask me if he can get stickers like out of my stash, and he always will get like the cutest little ones. And then it's funny because I have 3 daughters and 2 sons, and my older son was the only boy for a while, because the girls are the oldest. So I had 3 girls, and they're like stair steps. So, and then I had my son, I think there's 3 years between him and the youngest girl. So he basically grew up in a house full of women because I divorced my ex-husband when my older kids were really little. So he grew up in a house with all women, and now all of the girls are gone, and I got remarried, and we have a son, my youngest, and then our oldest moved back home a couple of weeks ago. And so now I live in a house full of men or boys or whatever. And it's quite the experience. And my office is essentially like it's like my space. So it's like the room is painted pink. There's, I have like a pink, everything in here is like pink or floral or I don't know, some version of that. And these are just, I printed them out from Pinterest. I popped them into like Polaroid frames on Canva and then printed them on my Canon selfie. So they're not actual Polaroids, but anyway, my room is very pink and it's very much like my little happy space. And it's part office, part closet. So I will come in here like in the morning and journal. Also, my Peloton is in here, so I will come in here and like work out and read and do my thing. And anytime I am in here, anytime, I swear it's like 20 minutes before the entire house is in here with me. And I'm like, I'm coming in here to be alone. Why is everyone following me into my space? And my son's like, Mom, because it's pretty in here. We want to be in here too. So, I mean, I can't fault him for that. I think it's pretty in here. Okay, so I added that. That's a little cute, yeah. And then I have these. I think I made this on that like shuffles thing and printed it out. So yeah, that is my new setup. I am going to pop this glue. Like, I need to retie that. Can I fit? How many bows can I fit in my planner? Is that too many? It might be too many. Let's see. So that is really all. I got this planner for Mother's Day, which was super sweet of my husband. And I also got a new fountain pen, which is this, it's the Jinhao retractable. And I finally got an ink that is not black or blue or black. I got I think this one is called like peach something. And I really love it. And then I also got it's like a black green, but it is in my other fountain pen that I keep in my journal by the bed. So that is really it today. I just wanted to come and flip through my new setup. I'm super happy in it, and I think it might be what gets me out of my little bit of I don't know if it was like a planner funk, a like grief kind of depression funk, we live in the absolute worst timeline ever funk. I'm not sure what was going on with me the last couple of weeks, but my head was not a pleasant place to be, and I'm happy that I seem to be coming out of the other side of it. I don't think that I can get this to close anymore. That is one thing with the Elites, is that it does not have the double popper. If it did, I would be able to close it, but it doesn't. But I also don't care, so there's that. So yeah, if you made it through this video, thank you so much for spending part of your day hanging out with me. If you want to see more videos, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, turn on your notifications, do all of the YouTube things, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.